What up, my dudes? It's Another Rides, and we're back with building another roller coaster. This time we're gonna be building a classic roller coaster because as I said previously, I wanted to do every single B&M that was in the game, including the family coaster. That's what I said. Even though I found out it's not actually a family coaster. You know, the little invert with 2 seats instead of 4. I thought, oh, that's the B&M family invert. You know, the one in Happy Valley. But no, it's not. Apparently, it's the Giovanola invert. So never mind that. But this time we're building a sit down, a classic looper. And something I did that I usually don't do in these videos is I painted the roller coaster before I even build the layout. And so you might think, oh well, hey, these are the final colors, and no, they're not. I actually changed the colors after I built it, but only the rails. I made the rails dark blue instead of white because I thought it was a bit weird because this coaster is themed to light. It's themed to a gas that lights in like car headlights and stuff. You know, this scene. You know, whenever you see a car with like really blue headlights, there's a chance that it is this gas that lights up called xenon. And I was like, let's theme it to that. And if the rails are white, that means that the outside of the track is the brightest, and that doesn't make sense because the light doesn't get more powerful the further away you got. So I changed the rails to be darker than the middle. But also I thought it made a lot of sense to like do this theme because first off, I really wanted to see if I can do some light effects. I have yet to find out if I can do those. I'm not in that process yet. But also the sit-down car in the game just looks like a car. It looks like an actual like Lamborghini or something like that, or like an old Chevrolet. Well, not old, but whatever. It looks like a car. So that's what I wanted to do here. And I think, like in real life, there are 5 of these. I believe there's one in Portaventura in Spain called Dragon Khan, and then there's Kumba in Busch Gardens. There is the one that used to be the Led Zeppelin one, or Time Machine, which is now called something else, which is in Vietnam. Then there is Wildfire in Silver City. And one last one, Incredible Hulk. That's the one, which is the launched variant. So you can also do that launch here. But I already did that with the stand-up coaster, so I thought wanted to do something different here and just make a plain old normal one. Except every single one in real life has a Cobra roll, and I do not. Haha. So I wanted to make it a bit more unique. Also, I finally somewhat figured out how to do a proper B&M corkscrew because B&M corkscrews are really fucking hard to make, and I think I finally figured out how to make them properly. I do use ankle snap, but like exactly how to put the track pieces down, I think I figured it out. At least they don't look scuffed like they did before. So yeah, I definitely improved there. But anyway, let's move on to another topic, and let's just let this roll in the background. So today is, I believe, May 20th, and today, for me, because I live in Denmark, the day that Game of Thrones ends. And you probably didn't expect me to talk about Game of Thrones, but I'm actually pretty big Game of Thrones fan, and I haven't seen it yet. And I've followed this show for years, so that's just something I quickly wanted to say, and I really have nothing more to say. It ends today for me, yesterday for other people, so let's talk about something else, which is that actually, yeah, Game of Thrones ends now, right? And this is actually a very big year for like nerds all around the world, including myself, who is also a nerd, because this year Star Wars ends too, because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I'm actually a Star Wars nerd. And also Marvel just kinda ended. I know there are Like Avengers Endgame just came out, and it's like the end of the Avengers, but at the same time we're getting more Avengers movies, or at least more MCU movies with like Guardians of the Galaxy and Spider-Man. So it's the end to a new beginning. Is that how you say it? Something like that. So this is a very big year for like nerds all around. Also, I quickly want to mention this dive loop you're seeing right now. Dive loops on B&Ms are so difficult. I don't know why. They're so weird. It's like they're hardlined, but they're not hardlined, and I didn't know what to do with them. So after the recording of this video, I actually did change the dive loop. Only a little bit, only like the rotation at the top. The same with this overbank right here. I banked that a little more because the laterals were way too high on it. It was definitely not banked enough. So I just changed those two afterwards. But yeah, anyway, so I want to move on to something else, because last week, just about 8 days ago, I went to Summerland, where I hadn't been in like 5 years, and it was so good because I hadn't been there for 5 years. I haven't been there, and 5 years ago, in case you don't know, I was very late at becoming a thrill seeker. So just 5 years ago, when I was 14 years old, I did not dare to ride big coasters. And Summerland has Denmark's best roller coaster, which is an Intamin Megalight Piraten. So I was so excited to go back. Also, I have 3 other new credits besides that, because Summerland has just been expanding so much. Like in 2015, 2017 and 2018 they got new coasters, and I honestly think they're gonna get one again in just a few years, if not next year. I don't know, but Jerusalem was so good. It was such a good park because it's such a nice atmosphere. The rides are really good. The theming is great. The staff is probably the best part about Jerusalem. The staff is just so awesome, so friendly, and so enthusiastic. And I mean, it's so great. Like, they're dressed as whatever they are, like. Let's say we're going on Piraten, which is themed to pirates. So they're themed to pirates, and they like tease you with these wooden swords. Like, they straight up just go over to you and poke you and go like, "No one's me," and it's just so fun. And for example, on the brand new ride they got this year, which was Tion, an Intamin gyro swing, the staff, 2 guys that go around and check your restraints, they just run around, dance and sing, even though there's like no music to dance and sing to. It's just so it's so great. It's such a good park. I mean, I understand why people say it's the best park in Denmark. It is so great. It's not even Denmark standards. It's way higher than Denmark standards, because it doesn't feel Danish at all. Apart from the people, it doesn't feel Danish. It feels international. About the new gyro swing, that was actually my first gyro swing, slash giant discovery, whatever you want to call it. Because I easily get nauseous, I suffer from motion sickness, so I usually stay away from big rides, big flat rides like that. And but I did it because I promised myself, and I promised Villas, that I would do it. And actually, I was blown away. Those Intamin gyro swings are insane. They're so good. I mean, I didn't get nauseous. In fact, I did feel bad after the ride, but I don't care, because the forces of that thing, the forces and the hang time or floater air time, whatever you want to call it, it's insane. Like, I absolutely recommend riding these. But if you get easily nauseous like me, don't ride it twice, because we rode it once, and then after our ride, it was actually the end of the day. It was actually after closing time, but then they announced that we could get an extra ride, and Villas, my friend who I went with, just went straight down back in the seat, and I was just like, all right, fuck it. So I just went back around with him, which I should have never done, because I almost threw up after that ride. And when I say I should have never done it, I actually don't regret it, because it was a really good ride. It's straight up scary. Like, even for a thrill seeker like me, it's such a scary concept. Because if you don't know, this particular Intamin gyro swing doesn't have over-the-shoulder restraints. It only has lap bars, so you feel insanely free. of course, it has like over the shoulder shades, kind of, because the lap bars are hooked onto these metal bars that do go over you, but they don't touch you. Like, they're these giant arches that go out around you, so they're like 1/3 of a meter away from you. But anyway, let's get back to this coaster. As you can see here, something that's also stupid about Planet Coaster is the fact that you can't have realistic catwalks on B&M Loop, is because on both flawless coasters and sit-down coasters and stand-up coasters and even some hybrid coasters in real life, B&M uses catwalks on both sides of the track. You can't do that. So what is the solution? It is to copy the ride or save it and then put it in, and then take the track you want catwalks on and then just copy the then just rebuild the parts with the catwalks, but build it the other way so the catwalks appear on the other side, and then just merge it into the already existing track. That's how to do it, and it's so stupid that you have to do it like that. But I mean, I wanted realism, so that's what I did. I also completely, before you saw me kind of remove some of the supports, but I actually ended up just making completely custom supports, which I'm very happy I did, because they actually ended up very well, the supports. I really do quite like them. But anyway, we're getting to the end of the video. I really do hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure to drop a like and tell me if you're excited for this or something. Just tell me something. I love reading in the comments. They're always great. So anyway, it's been Northern Rides, and I hope you all keep on riding.